Hey everyone, Alex coming at you. Yeah, just wanted to come on, been a little while, and share some music that I've been listening to. I have been listening to a lot of music, trying to, distract myself from, the madness of the last couple of weeks, certainly, and certainly many more to come, unfortunately. But yeah, a lot to be thankful for. Here's Thanksgiving approaches, and lots of meetups with friends, and concerts, and lots of records, certainly. So just what we're listening to now: modern dance techniques, environments by the great composer Craig Kupka. So this is on the, what is it labeled? The Hoctor label, which I guess it's basically like like an instructional dance label. I forget how many releases are on this. It's from 1979, so I think the label was active mostly in the 70s and maybe into the early 80s. Yeah, Kupka may be better known for his sort of ambient trombone records on Folkways. This is one I'd been looking for a long time, and Dave over at channel Bicho Feo, he found this at a thrift shop for a couple of dollars. So I remember him posting about it, and I guess he ended up selling the record to a local dealer there in New Mexico, where he lives. Slow Low, which I know a lot of you guys are familiar with. He does a lot of business on certainly at record fairs all over the country, but also on Discogs and maybe eBay as well. So I had actually visited his stand. He's got a record stand at a antique mall in New Mexico. I think it was Santa Fe. I could be wrong. No, Albuquerque. Sorry. Anyway, so this dealer ends up buying the record from Bicho Feo, Dave, and he ends up bringing it to the Austin Record Fair, which was sometime this past summer. Jose Moreno Ron was going to be at the fair, so I told him to go to Slow Low's booth and see if this was available, that I'd be happy to grab this. So he made it happen, and really appreciate that. Yeah, as you can tell, there's no there's no trombones here. This is very atmospheric. Yeah, it's almost like a Sun Ra piece, this one in particular, or something out of Night of the Purple Moon or something like that. Yeah, just repetitive and but beautiful, absolutely beautiful stuff. Yeah, I was listening to this one last night. I know Dom. He was soothing his mind last week with some Rodelias, so I finally pulled this one out. Had been quite a while. I have to clean it. It was a little bit crackly, but yeah, I love the warmth of his music. So I had a bunch of records that I had to pick up at Permanent Records here in LA. Just stuff I had bought through their Instagram feed for over the last several months. So I decided to finally head over there, and I ended up buying this. I found this in the bins. I know they have. They bought a collection sometime this year with a ton of ethnographic, world, global music, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I'd been talking to Chris Cole and others that I, rarely see Hamel Dean's records around, and if I do, they're usually kind of beat up. But yeah, this one is in pristine condition. One I wasn't familiar with, and again, another kind of odd label here. In this case, it's called the Water Lily Acoustics, and it's funded by Cardass Audio. If you can see that, and if I recall correctly, Cardass, I think they specialize in like speaker cables and interconnects. I remember back when I was kind of more into gear, 10, 15 years ago, that was a big name in the audiophile world, Cardass. So a beautifully recorded record, and of course he's a master oud player, but I really dig the track. There's a track, I think it's called Hamayala on side 2, where he's just playing the drum, and then he's got his vocals over the top, and that was absolutely stunning for me. I don't remember what you call that particular type of drum, but it's a great little find there. That one actually is not all that inexpensive. I don't know there's a lot of audiophiles kind of going after that particular record, but here's another cool one. Another one that I'd been looking for quite a while. It's called Chromo Metronoia number 1, Comet 1973, Cometa. So these guys are disciples of the Mexican composer Carrillo, Julian Carrillo, who developed this. Was really one of the first composers to think about microtonal music, and I think this one, I think he's using like a 16-tone system, if I recall correctly, or is it 13 tones? I can't remember. And as you can see, these are sort of like custom-built instruments, very much in the vein of kind of what Harry Partch was doing. Of course, Partch was also playing with tonal systems of his own making, and of course my famous now namesake, the Diamond Marimba, that is physically like 43 tones that you can play on that instrument. So yeah, this is very, very much in that realm of Harry Partch, and these instruments are they're percussion plucked type instruments. You can kind of see the guys playing them. I guess I forget the guys' names here, unfortunately. It looks like it's actually signed possibly and dedicated by the artist. What are the guys' names here? Oscar Vargas and Oscar Vargas and David Espejo Aviles. Great cover. Unfortunately, what Jose was telling me about these pressings is that they used recycled vinyl on these, so there's some surface noise, but just be aware. What else? I was playing these Bobby Bradford records here. There's the volume 1 and 2. Bobby Bradford with John Stevens, the English drummer and percussionist. I think these are like the same sessions from July of 1971. I think I prefer this session a little more. The this one, volume 2, I think is a little bit stronger. So you got Bobby Bradford on trumpet with the UK players, Trevor Watts on soprano, Bob Norton on trombone, Tippett on voice, Julie Tippett, that is, not Keith, Ron Herman on bass, and John Stevens on drums. So yeah, really nice collaboration with Bradford with these players. I really like the interplay with Tippett's vocals, which is something you don't, at least in the 70s Bobby Bradford stuff, like this one, you don't, these are certainly a more traditional instrumentation. Certainly, I know he does have some vocals on some of the later '80s stuff. On the Gramavision, I know some of those records have vocals too. But yeah, so those are fun. And I did see Bobby Bradford. I went over there with Sherv. He was playing a small venue and record store that I've shown in my videos, Healing Force of the Universe. So yeah, I mean, it was like maybe about, less than 50 people kind of crammed in there on a hot summer night, but it was a beautiful show. Bobby Bradford, I think, is almost 90 years old or so. But yeah, so much fire. And yeah, something else I wanted to mention about these recordings is just how much there's a lot of urgency, I'll say, in the music here. It's very palpable, and even though it's not there's not a cacophony per se, there's not like explicit anger or it's not explicitly political, but it very much feels that way in just the urgency of the music. I've been talking to friends about kind of contemporary jazz, and how, for me, a lot of it is really lacking something, and I think maybe that's part of it. I think it's lacking some urgency. And yeah, I think it could be, I think jazz always has the potential to be political, the potential to affect change, and hopefully more artists. And there's a few, and of course, Jamie Branch certainly was a lot of urgency in her music, but she's gone now. But anyway, I did bring the cover to the show, which I've really never done before. I don't think I've ever gotten an autograph at a show, to be honest, but was really chuffed that he signed it for me. And I didn't know it, of course, but he ended up playing a piece off this one called Woman. Absolutely beautiful rendition. I think I have some footage. If I do, I'll put it at the end of the video here. So anyway, that's just a few things that I've been playing. Hope everybody is well, and I'll talk to you soon.